everyone, how you doing today? As you can see, I've got all kinds of goodies that we're going to be working with today, but I'm just getting my nails ready to go here, getting my little practice nails ready. Give everybody a chance to jump in, so I'll just wait just a couple more seconds here. Let's see, Charlotte, hello, how you doing today? Good to see ya. Janica, hello. How is everybody? Let's see, Renee, Top Nail, there you are. Amy T, Tina, how's everybody doing today? What are you guys up to today? You ready to do some fun nails? Hopefully you are in the decorative mood today, because I have got all kinds of things to be working with for you guys today. And a really good deal that I'm going to tell you about as well. So I'm glad that you guys are all joining us. Like I said, I'm just getting my nails ready here to go. And then I'm going to show you guys all of the things that I am going to be working with on our nail today. Ooh, Elizabeth is eating tamales. Oh, have one for me. That sounds fantastic. Love it. Yakira's doing resting today. I love that too. It is so important to rest when you need to rest, you guys. That is something that I'm kind of focusing on this year, is resting when I need to rest. So I love that you're doing that. All right. Renee says, beautiful colors you have on your table. Well, I'm so glad that you mentioned that, because you guys, look at all of these things that I am going to be showing you today. And the reason that I'm going to be showing you guys all of these things, there's even things that you guys can't see that are out of camera here. You guys, we have a sale. Young Nails has a sale starting on Sunday, 9 a.m. Pacific time, so California time. And all of these products that I'm going to be showing you today come together in, it's an insane bundle deal, and I'm pretty sure that's what we're calling it, the insane bundle deal, because all of these products are going to be together in this one bundle deal. Let's see. Somebody's asking, how do I purchase? You guys, this kit, this collection, all of these different things here together are going to be sold as a bundle deal starting on Sunday with our sale. Youngnails.com is the website, so all of these beautiful things you can get at youngnails.com. So let me tell you about all of these things that I'm going to be working with. And yes, I'm going to be throwing, okay, not all of these little things, but I'm going to be using some of each of these different items here in our nail today. So the first kit that I've got, let me see, can I get back any further so you guys can see? I think I'm zoomed out as far as I can here. Hang on just a second. Whoops, sorry, technical difficulties. Hold, please. Okay, so the first product that I've got here, and you guys, I'm sorry, that's as far as I can zoom back here. There we go. That's maybe a little bit better. This is our Fruit Cocktail Charm Kit, and these are super, super cute. It comes with all of these different little charms in there, and it also does come with the awesome little tweezer. You guys, I absolutely love this. Look at how tiny and fine that is. It works super cool for picking up all those little teeny tiny pieces like that. So nice and easy. So all of these cute little charms you can use on those nails. It comes with this whole entire kit. Ouch, whoops. You guys be careful, that is a sharp end. Okay, make sure that you get it back into the little cap there. Don't poke yourself like I just did. So that is one piece that comes in the bundle deal. And then we've got, whoops, I put that one back inside, upside down. But we've got our Mylar ribbon. There's 4 different colors of the Mylar ribbon. We've got the purple, the yellow, the green, and kind of a peachy kind of a, I don't want to say red, I don't want to say pink, so I'm going to say peachy kind of color. So we've got all 4 of those are in the bundle deal. We've got our 5-piece Pixie crystals that come in the bundle deal. And then we've got our 12-piece glitter confetti. These are confettis, and so they're a little bit bigger. So you guys, I'm going to be using some of all of these in here, but let me just show you kind of what they look like, just so you get a little bit of an idea of what we're going to be using today. So just some really fun little confettis. I love the shine on these guys. You see how just awesome they are going to reflect. So we are going to be using a whole bunch of all of these different products today on our nail. So should we get started? Let's go ahead and get started. Let me put some of these off to the side. And you guys, do you want to know the price on this bundle deal? Should I tell you? Can I tell you? Let me know in the chat. Do you want to know the price on this, or should we just get into the nail? Let me know. What do you think? Do you want to know? Oh, you guys, I'm sure you're probably gonna want to know, but let me know. I wanna have you guys involved in this. So you let me know. Do you want to know the price? Yes, of course, you guys want to know the price. All right. Well, let me first start with this kit. I'm going to tell you guys the regular prices. Okay. So this kit just on its own regularly is right around $30. Okay. Let's see here. The 12-piece confetti kit, 12 pieces, you guys, all 12 pieces. Those are regular price $30. Then we also have our Pixie Crystals, which is also a $30 kit. And then each of our Mylar ribbons is regular price $10. You guys, there may be like a $9.99 or $9.95 in there, but I estimate $10, okay? So 4 of those, each $10. What do you guys think the price is on this bundle deal? What do you guys think? Give me your guess. Give me your best guess as to what you think the price is going to be for this insane. Okay, remember, insane bundle deal. And you guys, I'm not a salesperson. I'm not just trying to sell product here, but I just want you guys to have such a great deal. But I'm not seeing any guesses. Oh, Sue Ann says $30. I saw another $30. Monica says $75. Dark and Lovely, $130. Ellie, $30. Those of you that are saying 30, I'm guessing that you have been watching our Twitch stream, because yes, you are right. You guys, all of these products are going to come together in this insane bundle deal for $30. So this is why I want to tell you guys pricing and all of that, because it is such an amazing deal that I don't want you guys to miss out on it. And we're going to have some other BOGO deals. We're going to have some other sale items. We're going to have a ton of blowout deals as well. So you guys, our sale starts on Sunday. So make sure to check out youngnails.com for all of those amazing deals. And let's get started on our nail. Yes, I'm not kidding you guys. I'm not kidding you, okay? And yes, I thank you for not cheating. I think that was Elizabeth, but no, you're fine. All right, you guys, let's get into doing a nail with all of these different fun products. So let's always start by pushing back our cuticles. And I've just got my magic wand here. This is our great tool for pushing back cuticles. I'm just going to run around that cuticle really quick. If you've got cuticle that you really need to clean off, you can use that more pointed end, come around that cuticle. And then we're going to jump right into our electric file. And I am going to turn my speed down. All right, you guys, hang on a second. I got too much stuff on my station now, and I feel like I'm going to knock everything over here. So let me just resituate really quick. Get some things out of the way here so I don't knock everything over. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's get to our removing shine, and I'm going to turn my electric file speed to about 5,000 RPMs. And then we're going to come right up around that cuticle, just flowing right through and just kind of short little circular kind of motions. Okay, I'm just kind of working in this kind of a motion here. And let me back out just a little bit so you can see how my hand is working. Okay, so as I'm working, I'm not trying to use my whole hand. I'm using more of just my fingers to just kind of rotate right around there. Okay, so it's super easy, super gentle. Let's see, Hunger Girls is asking what glitter do I have on my nails. You guys, I actually have a glitter on my nails that I mixed on one of our live streams a few weeks back, probably about 3 weeks ago by now. So check out that live video. All of our live videos here that we do, all of our live demos that we do post them on our YouTube channel. So anything that we do today, you're going to be able to rewatch the video again. And again, the nails that I have on right now, I actually did live on camera for you guys. So that is an option to go back and rewatch that video as well. All right, so we've got our nail, our cuticles pushed back, our shine removed. I'm gonna just dust off that nail, get all of that dust off there. And then I am gonna grab my swipe. And swipe is our nail cleanser. It's going to help to remove any surface contaminants, any dust, any oils on the nail, any germs, any bacteria that might be on there. It's going to take care of all of that. Let's see. Can you push cuticles significantly, or is it genetic? I'm not sure what you mean by that, But as you're working, you guys, pushing back cuticles, when you're doing your prep for your artificial enhancements, you're pushing back your, all right. So there's been actually a lot of questions lately about cuticle. Don't mind my hangnails there. But what is cuticle? What is eponychium? What is the proximal nail fold? So let me just talk about that really quick, okay? The proximal nail fold. So basically your nail folds are really the skin all the way around your finger or all the way around your nail here, okay? Your proximal nail fold is back in this area. Your distal nail fold is more underneath here. And your lateral nail folds are going to be here on the sides, okay? We also have the eponychium, and that's what we're pushing back when we go to do our prep. So we're pushing back that eponychium. And yes, you guys, I am desperate for a fill. Maybe this week, maybe next week, we'll see what happens. But I just pushed back that eponychium. And then what you're seeing on that nail is that white flaky stuff. That white flaky stuff is actually the true cuticle. That cuticle is what seals our eponychium. It seals our skin to the nail. So it's that just that very thin layer in between that nail and the skin that seals the two together. The part that's on our nail here, this white flaky stuff that we're kind of scraping off, that's the dead cells, okay? As the nail grows out, those dead cells are attached to the nail and they basically grow out with the nail. So that's why we're seeing them on our nail here, okay? We don't have to worry about getting underneath that eponychium. All we need to do is clean out those dead cells that are stuck down to that nail. Now what we're going to do to clean those out, that's where your electric file comes in. So that's where, when we were doing our prep right up around that cuticle, that's what we were cleaning off the nail, and then we're removing the shine from that whole surface of the nail, okay? I hope that kind of clarifies our cuticular system. You guys, this is not nail, well, it is kind of nail school, but I kind of wanted to address that because I've had a lot of people asking questions lately about what is the cuticle, what are we pushing back, what are we cutting? That's another great thing to talk about here, you guys. The thing is, in my opinion, you don't want to be trying to cut all the way around that eponychium. I know it's kind of lifted a little bit, but this eponychium here, this skin right here, that is still live tissue. And if you try to cut all the way up around there, then what's going to happen is that actually is going to open up the skin, and then you go to put your product on, your product may come in contact accidentally with your skin, and that's where we can lead to overexposure issues, we can lead to allergic reactions. So we don't generally want to cut that whole entire eponychium off, okay? The other thing that can happen is when you start cutting that eponychium, over time, it's going to grow back, but it's going to come back even thicker and more like scar tissue. So if you repeatedly cut that whole thing off, let it grow back, cut it off, let it grow back, it's going to get thicker and thicker every time. So then you're going to have a lot thicker skin back here that you feel like you need to cut. So it's kind of just this big vicious circle. So what I recommend is only nipping. See, guys, I have that little tiny hangnail there. Let me see if I can get this. I only want to get that little hangnail. Anything that's kind of flapping back and forth, in my opinion, that's the only thing that should be nipped off the nail. Okay? And here's the other thing. When you're doing your prep, I would have actually waited until I did my whole entire fill to nip that little bit of cuticle, because as you're filing, a lot of times we're coming around the edge here, and sometimes you may end up filing off or kind of buffing off those last little bits of dry skin around that edge, okay? The other thing too is that if you nip, you're kind of getting close to that, you know, kind of that open skin, and if you accidentally hit that with your file, a lot of times what can happen is because you've already cut that skin kind of short, then you may end up causing your client or yourself to bleed. So this is why I would recommend waiting to the very end to clip any little bit of cuticle that may be on there, any last little bits of little hangnails. But again, you guys, I don't recommend cutting all the way around that cuticle area. Okay, let's get back to our demo. That was my little Nail Anatomy 101 for today. All right, so we've dusted off the nail. We used a little bit of swipe to cleanse that nail. Gonna dust her off really well here, and then we're gonna grab our protein bond. Okay, protein bond is our non-acid adhesion, just like it says on the bottle. So this is not a primer. This is a bonder. And difference between primers and bonders, primers have or tend to have methacrylic acid to them, which if that does get onto the skin, that can definitely burn or itch or irritate the skin. What we're using today is protein bond, and this bonds to that natural nail, but it's going to leave a tacky surface for our product to grab onto. So it kind of works like a double-sided tape. So do you see how it went from kind of that chalky look to now it's kind of that sticky look? That's exactly what we want. We want that little bit of tacky surface for our acrylic or our hard gel or even our gel polish to adhere to. So today we're going to be doing a hard gel nail. So I'm going to use 2 coats of my protein bond. Anytime I work with enhancements, either acrylics or hard gels, I always do 2 coats of my protein bond. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to grab our forms. And I'm just using our blue, just our standard traditional forms here today. I've got that stuck down there. So I'm going to grab one of our forms. Whoops, you guys, still make sure to grab that little tab out of the center. Always peel that off. Actually, let me just grab another one here. Peel that off. You're going to use that little center tab. You're going to put that from the middle onto the back of your form. That way it's going to give your form a little bit more firmness so that it doesn't pinch in kind of the wrong spaces. It's going to give you a little more firmness to your form. Just going to feel a little bit more solid. I pinched together my 2 little silver tabs, these 2 little tabs right here together at the end. I pinched those nice and even together so that they're not lopsided. That way it's going to help to keep my form nice and straight. It's going to make my nail nice and straight. We're going to get this form up onto the nail. Now on a real pliant, I do open up that little perforation up on top. Usually on my trainer hands, I'll leave that little perforation closed. It's just a little bit easier on the trainer hand. But on a real person, I do definitely open that up. Let's get that right up underneath our nail. Let me come in so you can see a little bit better. There we go. So again, I'm just coming right up underneath the nail, and then I'm going to lift up on the end. So it's just kind of rocking that end up until it comes out nice and straight from that natural nail. If we take a look from the side, you can see now it's nice and straight up under that nail. I don't have any gap right underneath our free edge here. Everything is nice and flush up under that nail. All right, let's get to our gel. So today what I'm going to be using is our clear Sculptor in the precision applicator tubes, and I'm going to be using our base gel today. So a lot of times when I'm doing dimensional work, you see me using our Build Pink as well. Today we're just going to stick with the clear Sculptor. We're going to change it up a little bit. You guys, over time, you're going to start to see me use different products for different applications, and I want you to know that with our Synergy Gel system, it's very versatile. You can use whatever gels you want to use. I always recommend starting with base gel on the natural nail though, okay? But we're going to start by building out our free edge, and then we'll go into our base gel. And again, I'm using our clear Sculptor. Personal preference, I like the consistency of our clear Sculptor for my extensions because it is a little on the thicker side. It doesn't move so much as some of the other gels do. Some of our other gels like the Flex or the Build Pink, those are a little bit thinner in viscosity in their thickness. And so some of the thinner gels can run a little bit faster. So that's one of the reasons I like to use the clear Sculptor. It is a little bit thicker, so it's going to kind of stay a little bit more where I put it. You guys want a long nail today? Let's do a stiletto. Let's like do a good stiletto. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. What do you guys think? You want a stiletto today? What do you think? Let me know in the chat. I think that's what we're going to do. But if you tell me no, then I can always adjust and we can change it up. But I think we're going to do a stiletto. All right, let's see. Let me just flip my brush open here. And I'm also going to grab my little mixing tile here. You guys usually see me use that when I'm working with gels. I just set that down there so I've got somewhere to kind of wipe my brush on, clean out my brush a little bit. All right, I'm going to come in and just kind of smooth out that extension application. Bring that all the way to the point of my form here. I'm going to wipe out my brush, and then I'm going to use the edge of my brush to kind of draw in my sidewall here. And this is going to bring my product nice and straight out from that natural nail. Let me turn on the side here. We'll do the same thing. I'm using just the edge of my brush and just kind of pulling that edge of my product right straight up in line with that edge of my natural nail. And just going to kind of feather that product on there. Okay, I think we're good there. Let's go ahead into our light. Come back. And I'm going to put this in there for a 30-second freeze. So as we're working, you guys always hear me say this, you're going to have one hand in the light while you're working on the other hand. And you're going to just alternate back and forth. I put my timer on my light for a 30-second freeze. 30 seconds is enough to kind of set that product into place. But here's the thing, as you're working, every layer is going to go into that light for usually another 30 seconds. Okay, so as we're working, every layer is going to continue to cure all the way through. When we're done with this nail, when we've got our final coat of product on there, we're going to make sure to cure it for a full 60 seconds. But everything is going to be, it's going to be curing as we go. So not to worry, 30 seconds is enough to just set that layer into place. And we'll grab our base gel. And what I was saying earlier is that you always want to make sure you're starting with your base gel on the natural nail. Now I know I did my extension in the clear Sculptor, but that's okay. It's attached to that free edge, but the base is what really gives our product the best adhesion to that natural nail. It's kind of like when you're building a house. I always use this example. When you're building a house, you put in the foundation first. That's what's going to keep your house standing. That's what's going to keep it from, being blown over in a tornado or something like that. So that's what we're doing with our base gel. We're building a foundation for everything else to adhere to. Base has the best, it has the most resins to it, so that's what's really going to bond to that natural nail. Now I'm just taking a little bit more of my base gel and just kind of drizzling that right across that seam between the natural nail and my free edge, just so it really helps to connect that product at my free edge so that it doesn't crack off when I take my form off. Same thing as we just did, we're going to go back into our light for another 30-second freeze. And you guys, I always say freeze because it is just kind of freezing that product into place. It's just setting it there. It's not completely curing it, but it's just freezing it into place. And those of you that live in places like I do where it gets cold in the winter, you know what it means to freeze. All right, so our next step is gonna be, we're gonna use let's start with our Mylar ribbon. Okay, I'm actually gonna move the hand and the light away a little bit here. Oh, I think our time was done in there. So let me show you the Mylar ribbon. So again, you guys, there's 4 different colors. There's the yellow, the green, the purple, and I'm calling it peach. And today we're going to be using, my favorite kind of colors, purples, peach, of course. So I'm going to take both of these out here. And you guys, I actually do keep them in the boxes. These are not brand new, but I do keep them in the boxes just so I know what the names of them are. And I just got to make sure that I put the right ones back in the right boxes. So you don't necessarily need to keep them in the box. They have these really cute little containers that they come in. So those are a lot of fun. So what I'm going to do is, let me grab my other mixing tile here. And I'm going to have my other mixing tile here just kind of to put all of my goodies on today. And I'm just going to give this a quick little wipe clean. Make sure. Oh my gosh, Corey, how are you? Good to see you in here. Welcome. All right. I love it, you guys. I love seeing people that I've known from past salons, from past classes. You guys, this is such a small nail world. I love to see people coming back and joining us. So welcome to everybody that's here today. I love to see you all here. You guys, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, get all the good information, get all the great education that we offer you guys. So definitely hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. All right, I'm gonna grab my purple. And you guys, you can see I've kind of worked with this product before. I've cut up little bits and pieces of it. I'm trying to find the other end of it. All right, we're just gonna use this end. So what I like to do with this is you can cut this into whatever shape, whatever design you want to. For today, I'm just gonna cut some kind of longer strips of it. You can cut it at angles, you can cut it however you want to. You could even put that whole entire piece down. You know what? I'm actually going to cut this piece off because it's got a little bit of a crease in it. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's got a little crease in there, and it's kind of messing with how my my Mylar is kind of setting. So I'm just going to set that aside. I'll use that for another design. But I do want to just come in here, and I'm going to cut just some nice long strips. I'm not cutting all the way off here, and you'll see in just a second what I'm going to do. I know you guys, it sometimes kind of feels like this is a little bit putsy to work with, but what I would recommend is just taking the strips and cutting a whole bunch of them into all different kind of pieces, and then you can store them in your mixing jars. And that way, whenever you're ready to use them, you can just grab that jar and then you've got them already cut. But I just want to kind of show you guys how you can just cut those into pieces, and then I'm just going to snip those off the end. So I've got those all ready to go for me. And again, you guys, if you want to, let me show you another way of cutting them. Like I said, you can cut in all different directions, all different shapes. If you want to, you can kind of cut little triangles. I like to just kind of work with the shape that's at the end of that ribbon there, and just kind of snip little bits and pieces. So again, you've got all of these different shapes and sizes that you can use for your nails. And this one, for some reason, is feeling very staticky today, but that's okay. Maybe it's a little drier in here today. All right, so that is my purple. Let's come to our peachy color. This one looks like it's a little bit more well-behaved today. So same thing, I'm just going to cut a few long slices of this just straight up. And maybe one more. We'll take this one in half here. Or maybe not. We'll just go with those three. You guys, again, they're super fun to play with. Use them how you like to. Cut the shapes you like and make them work for you. Okay. So we've got all of our different shapes on our tile here. Hopefully you guys can see. There we go. And again, you guys, look at how these reflect. It's hard to even see as gorgeous as they are on camera, but they do reflect a lot of different color, and it's just absolutely gorgeous how these reflect. So let's grab our nail out of our light. And I'm going to remove my form. So I'm just going to kind of pinch that form away from the product. I'm going to pull that down and remove that form. So now we've got a nice clean area to work on. I'm going to come back to my base gel, that same gel that we just used to put our foundation on. And somebody was asking earlier, can you use base gel to build structure of the nail? Now, I think I answered this actually yesterday as well, but what I'm going to tell you is you generally don't want to build structure with base, but what you can do is layer with base. If you try to build the whole entire nail out of base, it's going to create a lot of heat when you put that into the light. So that's why we don't recommend using base to build the whole nail. But when you do thin layers like this, then you can definitely use the base to build up those layers. So I'm just going to pick up a few of my Mylar pieces here, and we're just going to kind of set those down into that wet layer of base. And you guys, you can choose whatever colors. Oops, that one's stuck together. Pop that one apart. But definitely you guys use whatever colors you like, whatever patterns you want to work with. Just setting that down into my wet gel. Now these colors here are just going to be kind of a background. They're going to be just like a background glow. So that's what I'm going to call it today, a background glow. Just to add, and again, I'm not really super worried about positioning of these. I'm even going to pick up maybe one of these little chunkier pieces, kind of set that down in here. So again, I'm not really worried about what this is going to look like as part of my design. It's just going to give me some extra glow underneath whatever else I'm putting on top. But I think it's just a really pretty addition to this design. Whoops, come back on there. And I don't think I want them to overlap, but if they do, it's not a big deal. And let's just get that right back up onto the nail. Now you guys can see there's a little bit hanging off that edge. You can either just come in and snip that off really quick, or you can just leave it and file it off at the end. Not a big deal either way. But I do have a little bit of product that got off onto the side here, so I definitely want to make sure, grab either an orange wood stick or cuticle pusher or something. Make sure to clean that product off the skin before you pop that into the light. Want to make sure anytime you do accidentally get product on the skin, definitely make sure you clean that off first before you cure it, so that you don't run the risk of overexposure or anything like that. I'm going to grab just one more tiny little piece here, I think, right down on the side. Okay, I think I like kind of how those colors are reflecting. What do you guys think? Looking okay? Oh, looks like we got a little piece right here falling off the end. Let's just tuck that back up on there. Okay, I think we're good there. Do we have people questioning the design already, you guys? Trust the process. I know it looks a little bit weird as we work, but with all of our designs, you have to trust the process, especially when you're doing dimensional nails like this. You're going to layer one product on top of the other on top of the other, and once it all comes together, that's where your design is going to look absolutely gorgeous. So don't panic if it looks a little bit wonky like it may here. It's going to be beautiful in the end, okay? I promise you. All right, let's grab, so I just put that back into the light again for another 30-second freeze. So let's grab, you know what, I'm gonna wait on those. Let's take our fruit cocktail charm kit. And because I was using kind of that purpley and peachy kind of colors, I decided earlier that I wanted to work with, these are, I don't know why, but they're my favorites this week, the grapes, and I'm thinking that these are raspberries. We do have little strawberries down here, so I think that these are little raspberries, but there's all kinds of different fruits. There's oranges, there's lots of different flowers in here. We got lemons, we got limes, so if you want to do a margarita nail, you got your lemons and limes. We got little kiwis in there. I think this is a dragon fruit up in here, apples, watermelon. So you guys, this is super, super fun for, I was going to say Christmas. It's not Christmas. Super fun for the summer, all these warm, picnic kind of months, all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and grab our nail back out. I'm going to, you know what, to make things a little easier, I'm just going to grab my little tweezer here. I'm going to grab a few of the grapes. Oops. So I'm going to take a few of the grapes and a few of the raspberries. I'll set those onto my tile. That way I can kind of get this whole rest of the box out of the way a little bit. Save some room on your station here, especially if you got a smaller station. Sometimes I feel like my station is too big, and then sometimes, like today when I've got all these great things, I feel like my station's too small. But this helps to just kind of set them out onto your little mixing tile there so you kind of know what you're working with. And let's grab our nail back here again. And again, going back to our base gel, I'm going to take another little layer of our base, just brushing that on. I'm not being really heavy-handed at this point. I'm just kind of smoothing that base on. I want to leave a little bit of thickness, not much, but just a little bit of thickness, because then we can take our little grapes. I'm just touching them with my brush, pick those up, and you can set them down into that wet gel. Oh my gosh, look at how cute this is already, you guys. I love it. Let's grab one of our other grapes. Let's put that maybe up top. Just kind of filling in your space. Let's grab some of those raspberries. All right, what do you think? Do we need more fruits on there? Or I think we're good maybe. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. One more, or are we good? Let me know. What do you think? And you guys, the kind of the fun thing about this when you're working with gel is that that gel underneath here isn't set until you put it into the light. So you can kind of move these around. You can kind of play with them, adjust them. Okay, we're gonna see one more little raspberry. Was that too much? Maybe that was too much. Well, what do you guys think? Good, good, okay. You guys said it was good, so we're gonna take that last little raspberry off. But again, you guys, it's nice because with gel, it doesn't cure until you put it into the light, so you can move these around a little bit. You can kind of adjust them as you're working. No more just glitter. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm actually not putting technical glitter onto our nail today. Whoops, did I bump that? Ah, I did. I bumped that going into the light. And again, you guys, another great thing about gel is it doesn't cure until it's all the way into that light. So if your client does bump her nail, get her back out of there quick. You can check it, you can adjust it, and they are good to go. So let's tuck that back into the light. We're going to do one more 30-second freeze. Oops, you guys are saying one more grape. Okay, well, I mean, we could have added another one, but don't worry, we're adding some more stuff in here. So it's maybe okay that we didn't put any more fruits in there. Let's see. So I am actually going to be adding in some of our confettis now. And I think somebody asked in the chat, I kind of caught the question as it was scrolling by, do I plan out my designs ahead of time? And you guys, yes, I actually do. For my live streams here, I do go through and I kind of do a demo kind of for myself to practice, just to kind of see and make sure that maybe, is that what I want to teach you guys today? So yes, I do. I practice. Just like everybody else as a nail tech, you have to practice. You have to try things out. You have to, you know, test and see what's going to work. Sometimes it turns out good. Sometimes I have to do another practice nail, but it's okay. All right, so we've got our purples and pinks and a little bit of green. So I'm going to grab, we've got green juice, and I'm going to grab pinched cheeks and a little bit of Dawn Patrol. And I think I had one more color. Well, maybe it was a pink that I wanted to do on that. Tween Scream. Let's grab those 4. But you guys, all of these colors come in this insane bundle. So again, all of these, you get them all in this whole pack. So check out that sale. Starting on Sunday. Not today, but starting on Sunday. So let me set the rest of those off to the side. And again, you guys, let me readjust here. Yellow confetti, Claudia? Yes. We got 2 yellows. We got a bright yellow and just kind of that softer one. So yeah, love it. Love it, love it, love it. But for our nail today, we got pinks and purples. So that's what we're going to do today. So I'm just going to take, and you guys, I use my nails as, I know I'm not supposed to, but I use my nails as tools sometimes. I'm just going to take a little scoop of some of those, each of the different colors, and I set those down onto my mixing tile as well. And that way I've got these all ready to go. And you can see there are, let me show you a little bit closer here. There are different sizes. So there's some larger and there's some smaller pieces. So that's why I kind of like to set them out onto, onto my tile here so that I can kind of move those around and I can pick up the smaller ones or I can pick up the larger ones, whichever I want to place down at the time. So that's why I like to use my little mixing tile here. Just makes things a little bit easier. That way I don't have to go digging in the jar as I'm working. Just wanted a couple more of those larger pieces of our purple color here. And a little bit of that pink. Just kind of brighten that up. All right, I think those are going to be some fun colors here. Okay, so we've got our fruits adhered on there. Again, going back to our base gel. And when I'm doing a lot of layering and dimension like this, I love using the base gel because it is so thin. I'm going to show you here, once I get this layer on, let me show you the thickness that we have to our nail. Right now, we still don't have a whole lot of thickness. We just have kind of this shell that we're creating. So you can see there's really not a whole lot there, but we do still have space to cap this nail. We're going to cap this with a clear or even maybe a pink gel, but this way, it's not going to be building it up too thick, so it's bulky. And you guys, I just grabbed my little dotting tool. I'm going to just touch kind of that sticky area, get a little bit of gel on my dotting tool here, and then I can just kind of set in these little confettis wherever I want to fill in space. So I'm going to just kind of pick up a few, all of the different colors, set them down in there, filling in space. But again, you guys, you can see that Mylar, those Mylar ribbons underneath, really just glowing under there. And so between the Mylar under there and our little confettis, this nail is going to glow. It is going to be insane. It's the insane bundle, so of course it's going to be insane. So again, just kind of picking up, placing my little confettis wherever I feel like I need a little pop of color. Mix them up. You guys, you can choose whatever colors you like, whatever sizes you like. If you want to just pick out like all of the small pieces and just add those little small pieces on there, you can do that. If you want to pick up bigger pieces, you know what, I'm actually going to grab my brush here, and I'm going to use that to kind of pick up. You can see I was able to pick up a few more pieces, so I can use those to kind of fill in some of those bigger areas. Just kind of filling in space. And then maybe once I have my space pretty well filled in, then I'll go back with my dotting tool and just add little pieces, those little confettis, just to kind of fill in. I think I need one more little green one over here. And again, you guys, you can see I always do this. I always kind of rock that nail, kind of looking from all different directions. And actually now I'm looking at it through my camera, through my phone here, and I'm seeing some areas that I still want to add some color to. So look at your nails from different views. Look at it, turn it on the side, see how the nail glows, see how those colors reflect, turn it and see what it's going to look like. And then you can always add from there. And that's really kind of the fun part about doing dimensional work, is that you just start to see your designs pop. You start to see everything kind of coming together and see all of those colors doing exactly what they're supposed to. So I'm going to grab just a little bit more tacky surface onto my dotting tool here. Set those down. Oops, that one doesn't want to let go. That's okay. We'll make him let go. All right, you guys, what are we thinking? Are we enjoying this? Are we liking this design? Do we need more little confettis in there anywhere? Let me know what you think. Let me know in the chat. And again, you guys, if you are new to our channel and you haven't already, make sure you do hit that subscribe button. We appreciate every one of you joining us, and we always want you to come back. So set your notifications so that you can get those notices when we do go live, and come back and join us and do all of these fun designs. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm loving this, loving that. Okay, I think we're good at this point. So let's go back into our light. One more 30-second freeze. While that's in the light, I'm gonna close my confettis up. I'm gonna set all of my other design tools off to the side. And then we are going to cap this nail. Let me bring that right up here. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to cap the nail. Today I'm going to use the clear Sculptor. Now I know a lot of you that watch our demos know that I usually use the Build Pink, and it's been pretty warm in my area lately, and so I'm going to stick with the clear Sculptor because it's a little bit thicker. It's not as runny as the Build Pink is, and especially in warmer areas, I like to use something a little bit on the thicker side when I'm capping my nail. The Build Pink is usually my favorite for doing my encapsulations on a lot of my different colors, but it is a little bit thinner, and when you are in a warmer climate, when it's warmer in your room, it is going to flow a little bit quicker. So that's why I decided I'm going to use the clear Sculptor today, and you know, it just shows you guys another option. So you don't always have to use Build Pink. I'm using the clear Sculptor. They're both going to be a gorgeous finish to our nail. But I just started by squeezing out a little bit of our clear Sculptor right up at that cuticle area. You guys, I'm sorry, let me come in a little bit so you can see better. There you go. So I'm just kind of building a little bit of structure, working that product all the way down to my free edge. And then I usually come in with my brush and just kind of touch up around the cuticles, make sure I've got product all the way to my sides, encapsulating all of those little pieces of confetti, all those little all those little gorgeous pieces of fun into our nail. I'm going to get that into the light and again just freeze that for the quick 30 seconds just like we've been doing. And then I'm going to check. I'm going to check my structure, make sure that I've got enough product back towards my cuticle, up into my arch, and enough product to build that whole structure of the nail. We want to make sure that we've got all of that product on there so that we don't have to go back and add more after we've, after we've taken off that tacky surface, or if we've started filing even. It's always best to check before you remove that tacky surface. So again, let's check from our side view. And you can see I definitely need some more product right through here. I always tend to have kind of a duckbill looking nail, but once I build up that arch a little bit more, then it's all going to come into shape. So let's come back around. And I'm just going to squeeze a little bit more of my product right down the center of that nail, right where I need a little bit more bulk. And then I'm going to grab my brush and I just kind of feather out, oops, sorry guys. I feather out the edges and I kind of just let it self-level a little bit. I'm just going to let it flow. And then now if we take a look from the side, now I can see I've got a little bit better of an arch. I think I'm good. I think we'll pop that back into the light. And now I'm going to cure this for a full 60 seconds. So that way it's going to cure everything, all of those different layers. It's going to cure everything all the way through. In the meantime, this is usually when I start to do a little bit of my cleanup. I'll put the caps back on all of my gels, kind of put those away. And you guys, anytime, especially if you're working in salon and you've got clients back to back, you always want to make sure that you're using this time. Just, don't sit here and just talk to your clients. You can definitely talk to your clients, but go through your cleaning processes, okay? Go through and clean out your brush. If you had any little pieces of glitter in your brush, make sure to wipe out that, kind of clean your brush out, bring that back to a point. If you've got a cap, close up your brush, you can set that off to the side, and then you can clean off your mixing tile here. And I just use usually either a little bit of swipe on a lint-free or some acetone polish remover, go through, clean all of that off. And then you can just clean all of that up and set it aside. Andrea's asking, are the citrus fruits in the set? Yes, you guys, everything that I've been using here today, let me show you all one more time. Come back here. There we go. So everything that I'm using, the fruit cocktail charm kit, all the 12-piece confetti kit, get all those different 12 pieces on here, all 4 of the Mylar ribbons. Oops, I lost my cap for that one. But all 4 of those Mylar ribbons, you guys, I know it looks like a big jumble, doesn't it? But all of this, and I know we haven't used these yet, but the Pixie crystals, all of this, you guys, is going to be at part of the Insane bundle. And you guys, let us know in the chat, how much is this? Because I know you all know by now. Starting on Sunday, we do have our sale starting 9:00 a.m. Pacific time, and this is the Insane bundle. So this is what comes all together in that kit. And Andrea says, shut up. I'm not going to shut up. I'm going to keep telling you about it because it's such an amazing deal. It's ridiculous, you guys. And it's all for $30. Now, I will tell you, the confetti kit alone is $30. The charm kit, the fruit cocktail charm kit, that alone is $30. The pixie crystals, that alone is $30. Each of the Mylar ribbons is $10. So you guys, it's a huge deal. It's insane. It's really just insane. So make sure you jump over to youngnails.com starting Sunday morning. Yes, Sunday morning. I had to stop and think for just a second. Sunday morning, and jump on that sale, so don't miss it. Okay, I'm just going to grab a little bit of swipe. We're going to cleanse that tacky surface off of our client's nail. Make sure you don't pull your client's nail out. But on our little trainer hand, Sally, sometimes they pop out like that. Not a big deal. So we'll clean off that tacky surface. And then I'm going to grab my dust collector here. I'm just going to roll my towels back. And let me readjust here. There we go. And I'm going to switch, I had my sanding band on there, and we're going to switch over to my X-Cut Carbide. Let's see, somebody's asking, how long does the sale last? This sale goes to, I believe it's the 26th. I think it's the 26th at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. If our moderators could put all of that information into the chat, that would be wonderful. I think they can probably get that in there for us. So you guys have all of those details. All right, so let's come in here. Let me readjust real quick, guys. There we go. Now you can see. So I've got my dust collector turned on. I've got my E-file turned on to about 14,000 RPMs. Let's just come straight down our sidewalls. I'm just going to pull my bit straight down. And again, we've got our nice stiletto shape here, so I'm really going to focus my filing on my sides. I'm not going to take too much off of my free edge here, so just pulling straight down the sides. And Harper's asking, where did you get the drill? This E-file is another Young Nails product. Everything that I'm working with today is Young Nails. So anything that you see me using here today, for the most part, is Young Nails. And again, you guys, the website is just youngnails.com. Super easy to remember. So just pulling straight down my left side, straightening out that edge, pushing straight up on my right side, straightening that edge. Let's turn the hand onto the side. And now I'm going to clean up this lower arch. So I'm going to turn this off a second. So what I want to happen is see all of this product hanging down here? I want a line that comes straight out from that natural nail straight to the point of my free edge. Let me come back here. If you take your file, again, turn your client's hand on the side, but if you take your file, line your file straight in line with that client's finger. And if you're working on the little trainer hands, these lines are a really great guide for you. Obviously, your real clients aren't going to have those, but kind of use that as your guide, okay? And then you're going to want anything, let me come in a little bit. You want anything that's hanging below there to get filed off. So that's where I'm going to come in with my E-file. And I'm just going to push straight in to clean that lower arch up. Okay. Now you guys, if you're not comfortable just yet with the electric file, you can do this all by hand, but I would recommend practicing this on the trainer hand first. Don't just jump right to a real person, but definitely practice this, because this technique is really going to help you to get those sidewalls nice and straight and nice and even, with a lot less work than by doing everything with a hand file. This side, I'm going to just pull towards myself. And there we've got a pretty nice straight sidewall. Let's turn our nail. All right, there we go. And I'm going to come right up around that cuticle area. Get everything nice and thin and tapered around that cuticle. And you guys, you can see I'm holding the client's hand with an overhand grip. I'm not working from underneath here. What that does, if I hold from underneath here, it usually puts kind of a little crimp in my wrist, and that's not going to be comfortable over time. If you're working in salon, 8 hours a day, holding your wrist like this, it's not going to be good for your wrists. So that's why we turn our hand over. It's going to be a lot softer on your wrist, and it's going to be a lot easier to move your client where you need to move them. Okay, so make sure, grab that by the overhand grip. Let's come in here. Come up around that cuticle area. And then I'm going to turn that client so I can see from the side view. And I'm going to work just right down the arch of the nail, cutting in my arch. Now notice I worked up through here. Come in a little bit. So I worked up through from the cuticle up through the arch, and then I skipped over to down here. I don't have any filing that I really need to do right through here, so that's why I skip over that area. I'm just going to take down the bulk where I need to and leave my product where it's at if I don't need to. Okay? But just really kind of cleaning up that arch. Now you guys, I want you to notice here. Do you see how I've got a little bit of a gap between here? That's because I'm working on a longer nail. So as I'm working, down my arch like this, if I had my bit farther down in there, this piece of my handpiece would hit that nail. By having this bit out a little bit farther, it's not going to bump into it. Let me show you what happens if I have that a little farther in. So if it's all the way in, and I'm working down the arch of my nail, I'm going to come in here, and when I get to here, do you see how it's bumping that nail? I can't make proper contact with that nail that I'm trying to file. So that's why I leave this out just a little bit. And this way, as I'm coming down the arch, I can make complete contact all the way through the rest of that nail. Okay, let's come back here. Again, right down the arch of our nail. And then I'm going to turn this nail, I'm going to look straight down the barrel. And we're going to look right down here. Okay. So you can see I've already filed right through that center area. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my bit straight down and just taper in those sides. Remove the bulk, remove the extra thickness. And when I'm working on my right side, I'm using more of the base of the bit. So right down in that area. Up in that arch area, I tend to use more of the middle part of the bit, but I don't have a lot of work to do there right now. On the other side, on my left side, I'll use more of the top part of the bit. This way you're going to be able to flow your bit all the way through and contour that nail really, really well. And also this is going to help you to get really good wear on your bit. So you're not going to always just be using the same area of your bit over and over, and it's going to wear your bit nice and even. Okay. All right, so I think we are looking pretty good. I am going to switch my bit back to our sanding band. So that one that we started with for our prep, I'm going to use this one to do a little bit more refinement. All right, let's come back out here. Oops, put our finger back on. And with our sanding band, this is going to really help to refine. I'm going to turn my speed down to about 7,000 RPMs. And I'm going to go through all of those same steps that I just did. I'm going to go up around my cuticle area. This is really going to help you to get that nice taper, that nice little thin edge, so that you don't have any ledge of product that you're going to catch on. Again, just tapering in all the way around that edge. And then again, turning on the side, I'm working from the side view right through my arch. And you guys notice that I do put my finger back here. So as I'm working here, I don't necessarily need my finger, but once I get out onto that free edge, I put a little pressure here so that I'm not putting so much pressure here. It just helps you to feel a little bit more balanced. It helps that nail to feel balanced, and that you're not putting extra pressure on that nail bed by pushing down on that free edge. So just kind of a little trick that's going to help keep things a little bit more comfortable for you and for your client. All right, same thing. We're going to turn. We're going to look down the barrel. I'm going to refine everything all the way through from side, all the way back up to the other side. And I think we're good. So let's grab our hand file, and this is where we're going to do our final refinement. So I'm going to come in on my sides. I'm going to keep my file nice and straight up and down. All I want to be able to see is that blue line of my file. This way I know my file is straight up and down. If I start filing like this, what tends to happen is you're going to put a little notch right up in that corner. So keep your file straight up and down. Again, I'm kind of balancing on the other side. So that way as I'm putting pressure here, I'm putting counter pressure on the left side. I'm going to straighten that edge out. Same thing on our other side. Again, I'm going to counterbalance on my right side when I'm putting pressure on my left. Straighten out that edge. And you guys, I'm not going to worry too much about that point right now. I'm going to show you how to fix that from a different view. I'm going to turn my hand on the side, and this is where we're going to clean up that lower arch. Again, coming straight out from that natural nail. I think somebody was asking in the chat, what grit is this file? You guys, this is a 150 grit. I love this one for acrylics, for hard gels. It just works really, really well. It's a coarse grit, but it's not too coarse where it's going to be uncomfortable. All right, I think we're good on our shaping. I'm going to come up around my cuticle areas, again tapering that cuticle flush down to that natural nail. I'm going to come up and around, so kind of up and over to really taper in that side. Same thing on my other side, tapering up and over. And then I like to turn and kind of look kind of from my side profile, and I'm just going to taper in a little bit more off of that free edge. Now again, I tend to put my finger underneath here to give a little bit more support when I'm working on a longer nail like this. So just a little bit more support under there. Now, let's turn our hand around. And before we get to finishing this, any of those of you that are new to our channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you join us again. We're not done yet. And I actually have, I think I might have one more little add-on design for you guys, so don't leave us just yet. But let's just finish shaping up from this view. And you guys, this is the view that I always check my shaping. So I want to make sure that I'm seeing what my client sees, so that if anything is off from her view, I can tell from here. Okay? Let's make that a nice sharp stiletto. Yeah. I'm going to look backwards down the barrel of my nail here. Again, checking to see if there's any last little lumps or bumps, smoothing everything out nice and even. All right, I think we are good. What do you guys think? What do you think about that stiletto? Look at that point. Woo, are we loving it? Are we ready for top coat? I think we're ready for top coat. Let me check everything one more time. Okay, we're all good. So yes, you guys can go ahead and do the top coat chant. Throw that into the chat there while I dust our nail off here. And again, those of you, if you're new to our channel, our top coat chant is basically you just chant top coat into the chat there. So you'll start to see people posting that. So join in on the chant. All right, so we've dusted our nail off. I've got my table towels back here. Clean that off. I'm going to grab a little bit more swipe. I just pumped a little swipe onto my brush. We're going to cleanse that nail off. You guys, you can already start to see that glow. Woo! Are we loving it? Love it, love it. All right, I'm going to grab my protein bond. We're going to do one more coat of our protein bond. And this is going to help to give us this perfect glass-like look. Do you see how there's still a little kind of a cloudy look, kind of scratched look? That's okay. When we put on our protein bond, that protein bond is really going to fill in those scratch marks. And then when we go to do our top coat, this is also going to help our top coat adhere really, really well. Now let me grab our ultimate finish. And you guys, those of you that have been here for a while, you know I love the ultimate finish because I feel like it is a super quick and easy top coat. It is a tack-free finish so that there's nothing you have to wipe off. There's no tacky surface to cleanse, nothing like that. Once it's cured, it is done and it's ready to go. Once I get my top coat on here, this is going to go into the light for a quick 60-second cure all the way through. And just capping my edges under there. All right, you guys, let me put that into the light, and then I'm going to do one more bonus design for you, since I've already got my top coat here. Let me grab my other trainer hand here. And you guys, I already have a nail done. Yes, I did plan this out. I wanted to do a bonus design for you guys, but I didn't know if we'd have time to do a whole entire other nail. But I've already sculpted out this nail just out of our concealer pink gel. So all, just like we kind of did here, just sculpted everything out. It's all filed, so kind of to the point before we did our top coat on our first nail. So again, just dust off that nail, grab a little bit of swipe, cleanse that nail. So what from our insane bundle did I not use yet? Does anybody remember? Does anybody remember what I haven't used yet? Let me know in the chat. If you think you know, let me know in the chat. But I'm going to just wait for this nail to dry, and then we're going to go back again with one more coat of our protein bond. Make sure it's nice and dry. Does anybody remember? Oh, Julie got it. Marissa got it, the Pixie Crystals. I did still want to show you guys the Pixie Crystals. I don't like to add those necessarily into my dimensional designs. I feel like when you put them into gel or into acrylic, they tend to lose their shine. So those I tend to save for over the top of the nail. So let me grab our Pixie Crystals here. And we've got 5 gorgeous colors here. Absolutely beautiful. I'm going to use the pink ones today, but we've got the pink, we've got the kind of a tealy blue. You guys, I'm telling you, camera does not do this justice. It looks way more blue on camera, but it is really a pretty teal. We've got a darker blue, almost purpley, and we've got kind of that orangey, and then the green. So I am going to use, let's see, what's going to go with our, I think I'm going to use our pink today. So how I'm going to apply our Pixie Crystals is, I've actually got, I don't know if you guys can see this, I've got a little kind of a catch-all tray. And you guys, you can get these, we used to sell them, but you can probably get them at like craft stores for beading. I like to use that underneath so that when I pour out my Pixie Crystals, then I can salvage and save whatever doesn't adhere to the nail. So that's what I like to use. If you don't have something like this, I would say put a clean sheet of paper underneath the nail, so that way you can collect any of those pixies that have come off. So let me come in a little closer here for you. And I'm gonna go back to my Ultimate Finish top coat. And I love using the Ultimate Finish for this because, oops, there's a little fuzz on there. Because the Ultimate Finish has a tack-free finish. This way, once you cure it, you're not going to have to worry about wiping off anything kind of in between the crystals. So with this, I am going to put a little bit of a thicker coat. And Ultimate Finish does have a slightly thicker consistency to it to begin with, which is, again, a great option for your Pixie Crystals. So let's take our crystals, I'm just open that up, and I'm just gonna sprinkle those right on top of that wet top coat. And I try to get fairly close to that nail, so that way they're not bouncing all over the place, and I have a little bit more accuracy as to where I am putting them. So just kind of sprinkling them right over. All right. Then I am going to grab, you guys, I lost my orange wood stick. That's okay, I'm just going to use a brush handle then. I'm going to use my brush handle, and I'm just going to kind of use the edge of that to make sure that I don't have any little crystals hanging off. This way it kind of keeps the shape of the nail a little bit better. And then again, up around that cuticle area. You guys, normally, like I said, normally I would have an orange wood stick. Oh wait, here's my brush handle. Normally I'd have an orange wood stick, but I've also used this brush handle that I've customized it to be an orange wood stick. I actually filed it down with my e-file, so it's got that little wedge on the end. But I'm just going to kind of make sure that everything is right inside the nail, and then I'll just gently press, you guys, very gently. I'm not putting much pressure into this, just enough so that if there are any little pieces still kind of on top of each other, they get pressed down into that gel. And I'm not touching any gel at this point. I'm not using that much pressure, so don't worry about getting it on your skin because I'm not doing that. All right, I'm going to go back into our light. I'm going to give this one just a quick 30-second freeze. Now you're going to see why in just a second, but at this point, so I've got all of those little crystals there. I can put those right back into my container and save those for next time. So that's why I like having something where I can kind of save anything that has not adhered to the nail. It's going to save you a little bit of money so that you can use those again. And I need to find my cap. Guys, if you were here with us yesterday with the liquid art, I always replace my caps on my liquid art and my Pixie Crystals as soon as I'm done using them. That way you're not going to spill them. Because let me tell you, it can be a pretty big disaster if you spill them. And you don't want to do that. Now at this point, what I sometimes will do, let me readjust, is I'll kind of check my edges. And sometimes I'll take maybe even just, I might take the brush itself and kind of run it right along that edge. Or if you feel like you have a little bit more control, whoops, with a liner brush, you can use the liner brush, but just going right along that edge just to kind of seal in those edge pieces. So this way you don't have quite so much maybe for your client to pick at. I know this is going to have a textured surface, but sometimes if we have a little bit more of a seal around that edge, then it's going to be less for your clients to pick at or to kind of poke or, you know, kind of even pick off. Because these, you guys, if you try to pick these off, you're going to be able to, okay? They're not in there cemented on completely. So if you do put some pressure into it, you would be able to pick them off. Now, they are going to wear just fine if you don't manually try to pick them off. So, but I do like to have, again, a little bit more of a seal around that edge just in case so that you don't have those sharp edges. All right, so I did put that into the light for a full 60 seconds. Let me take out our other hand. I'll show you our finished design on our grapes and our raspberries. Let's turn this around. So that is how our design turned out. Once this other Pixie Crystal nail is done, I'll put them both together so that you guys can see. You can use these all together in one full set. You can use them as a design, use them both as accent nails. Let me grab our Pixie Crystals here. Take this one off. Whoops. Let me put those both together so you guys can see. These all together are going to give you a really fun summer design. Summer nails, summer picnics, all kinds of sparkles, all kinds of beautiful things. And again, you guys, remember all of these products, everything that I used for our design work, all those the fruit cocktail charms, the confettis, the Mylars, the Pixie Crystals, all of these are on sale as a bundle deal for $30 starting on Sunday. What is it, the 21st? Youngnails.com, you guys. And again, anybody that is new to our channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We love seeing you guys here. We enjoy teaching you guys all these classes and helping you guys be successful. So make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can come back and join us again. And I will see you guys, I believe I'll see you back again tomorrow. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and we'll see you soon.